What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys my top 10 wrestlers who just signed with WWE. Now this is kind of like part 2 of the top 10 wrestlers who just signed with AEW video I did. And you guys seem to really like that video. So now I'm doing top 10 wrestlers that WWE should sign. So before we get started, I just want to say, hope you guys liked the video. And without further ado, let's get into the top 10. Number 10, Dalton Castle, one of the most probably underrated wrestlers on this list because everyone thought he was also so underrated. But in actually Ring of Honor, he's been a world champion and a 6-man tag team champion. So he's actually one of the best in ROH. He was one of the best in ROH for a long time. I would like to see him in WWE because a lot of people from ROH are now in WWE, including Adam Cole, almost like all of Undisputed Era. So I'll have a few more matches with them. And not too much to say about this guy except for that. Just like he's a pretty good wrestler. That's why he's at number 10. I was kind of unsure with him. I don't see him going to WWE that much. But I think I do see him. But like if I would say, I think he would go. But yeah, one of the most underrated wrestlers on the list. And what I don't really see, but I think he deserved to be on the list. Number 9, Jay White, currently wrestling in Japan. I love his gimmick. He has a deadly finisher, the Blade Runner. Kind of like Bray Wyatt's sister Abigail. I would like to see kind of a feud between them. But he's been recently talking about signing a contract with WWE. Love to see him in WWE. I like to see him in NXT, like just to start with. Like a lot of good people have come out of NXT recently, and I think he could be the next big star to come out of NXT. It looks like he's going to stay in Japan for a while, but when his contract's up, I hope he decides to go to the WWE, have a great wrestling experience there, win a couple championships, and I think this be a good decision for his career. He's also super young. He's only 27 at the moment, and there's not too many young stars in wrestling today, or there is a lot of them, but not too many really stars and main eventers like him. So it'll be good for him to win big titles in all around the world at an age like his. Number 8, Taya Valkyrie. Probably one of the best female wrestlers in the independent circuit. She's more well for her work in Impact Wrestling, where she was the Knockouts champion. And she was one of the best, most dominant females there. I think she is. Also, I see her in WWE because she is married to John Morrison, and while they were in Impact together, they did do stuff together. And I think they can carry that into WWE. Like, kind of both be like managers for each other or something. Yeah, it's just like what they were in Impact. If you go back and watch Impact when they're both in it, you'll see what they done. I kind of want them to do the same thing there. I think Taya would be a good women's champion in WWE. Not really someone to go straight to NXT, just someone to go straight to the main roster like Morrison did when he returned into WWE. So he can just join forces with John Morrison, and I think they'll make a pretty good duo. Kind of like comparing to other married duos in WWE like Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. I think they'll be around like them, and they can have good matches with them and stuff, have mixed match challenges, and I think that'll be really good to see her in WWE soon. Number 7, The North. I like these guys a lot. Josh Alexander and Ethan Page. They were the longest reigning Impact World Tag Team Champions before they were dethroned. Probably one of my favorite tag teams in wrestling today. And I really see these guys in NXT. NXT's got a pretty good tag team division right now. But if these guys join in, it'll be stacked. I love these guys as a tag team. Huge chemistry among both of them. I just want to be in NXT because I think they'll be a perfect fit. Win the NXT Tag Team Champions. Not go straight to the main roster because I don't want good talent to be racist like most people do. But I think they'll be great fit in NXT. Have some good matches with the great NXT tag teams right now, like Undisputed Era. There's only Logan and Danny Burch. It's not, it is a good tag team division, but there needs to be more like stars like them or like Undisputed Era. Like right now, it's kind of like almost not really dead NXT tag team. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. but it's not too many well-known names in the tag team division. And I think these guys are two of the well-known names that will fit perfectly in the division. Number 6, Jay Lethal. Now, this is someone who has been one of the flag bearers of Ring of Honor. He's been there almost his whole career, and he's made quite a name for himself there. That's where probably you've heard him from. He's super popular there. But one thing why I see him in WWE is because he's had matches with some of the greatest wrestlers in all of wrestling, and most of them are in WWE right now, or NXT, like Adam Cole, one of them, Kyle O'Reilly, even the whole Undisputed Era he's had matches with. I'm sure he's been in ROH when Keith Lee was there. Pretty much anyone, like Dominic Dijakovic, he was in ROH too. I like to see him in NXT, obviously. Maybe reunite that feud he had with Adam Cole, when Adam Cole was just a huge heel. But I really see Jay Lethal going to WWE, and now it's been talked for years that he will go to WWE soon, and it hasn't happened yet. I doubt he's going to stay in Ring of Honor for his whole career, so at some point I think he's going to go to WWE. Number 5, Jacob Fatu. If you haven't heard of this guy, one of the most dominant wrestlers on the independent circuit. He is current Major League Wrestling champion, and if you haven't known, based on his last name, yes, he is part of the Anoa'i Fatu bloodline, so he's all relatives with Roman Reigns, Usos, The Rock, everyone you can think of. And I really see in WWE, because there's Roman Reigns and Usos there, so I think they'll make a just huge faction of all the smaller wrestlers, and I think that will be just a badass faction, and they'll do really good. So once he comes to WWE, it'll kind of be like a Shield again, just like with Roman Reigns, Usos, Jacob Fatu himself, and I think that will be a great faction. Not to say like, oh yeah, they're going to be as great as Evolution or NWO, but I think they'll be just a great faction, kind of like how, like Rock wasn't really solo, but like way before, like they're like relatives and stuff, how they were a tag team, kind of like they can make their own Samoan dynasty, and that's why I see him in WWE. Number 4, Jeff Cobb. Currently wrestling all around the place in Ring of Honor and Japan, but he's someone that AEW kind of slipped on. He was in AEW for only like a couple weeks. He did kind of like a thing with the Inner Circle, had a match with Jon Moxley, a great match with Jon Moxley actually, and then just left AEW, and then he stayed in Japan in Ring of Honor. He's someone I think will be a big pickup to WWE, like in NXT divisions especially. He's kind of like comparing him to someone like Keith Lee or Dominic Dijakovic or Bronson Reed, whoever you think of that way, like that, like kind of like athletic but like big at the same time. But I think WWE will be a good place for him. Yeah, another one I see personally in NXT, not really the main roster, but because he's more of an independent wrestler, and when you like start in the independents, you go to NXT. I hope you guys know what I'm saying here. It's kind of confusing, but I think he will be a great fit in NXT. Not really NXT like champion, maybe like North American champion or NXT champion. He's just someone that I think will be a great fit. Number 3, Ace Austin, another one of my favorite wrestlers in wrestling today. This guy is super young, super talented. He had the chance to become the Impact World Champion and swing to miss. He does have a few more months to try currently. I really hope he does it. It will be his first big win. And he's moving on to why I think he should be in WWE. Again, like WWE needs more young talent today. Like he has said, he's going to stay in Impact Wrestling where he is currently for a while. But when he comes out of that in a few years, he'll still be pretty young. And I think WWE will be a great choice for him. I think he'll be fit perfect in NXT. I see him as the NXT North American champion just so well for some reason. And then he can move on to the main. Also, one thing about this guy, he is young and he's mastered just like, kind of like the art of it, like what a heel does. Comparing him, it's not really a good comparison, but he's kind of like I compare him to MJF, because MJF is super young, and he's already got the heel thing down exactly with him. He's kind of like, you don't see him as a face that often, but he's kind of like somebody who can perfect both a face and a heel. I can compare him to someone in WWE who would probably be Dolph Ziggler, because you love him as a face, you hate him as a heel. So like he's someone that will be a perfect fit in WWE when he gets out of Impact Wrestling. He will still be super young, and that's what WWE needs more of today. Number 2, Jimmy Havoc. Now, I don't know if anyone's going to pick him up ever again after what he did, but anyways, get past that. He's definitely one of the most dangerous men on the planet. Like, you've heard people say it in AEW when he was in AEW. His probably biggest win was that Cracker Barrel Clash back at All Out. And he's definitely just a dominant wrestler. He's a tag team guy. We saw him a little bit tag team with Kip Sabian in AEW, but I think he's a solo guy. I mean, honestly, I think he will have a great rivalry with Damian Priest because he's kind of like not really an opposite of Damian Priest, but they kind of have the same personality. They kind of don't. But that's what I did. So yeah, he'll start in NXT for sure if WWE decides to pick him up. And I think he will fit very well there. Like, he's kind of like the same age as the people in NXT right now, so he should have great chemistry with them. And yeah, I think WWE will really greatly improve by having Jimmy Havoc on the roster. And that's what I have to say. At number 1, we have Josh Briggs. Now, I wasn't really a fan of this guy when I first came upon him, but now watching him more, he's a super talented and obviously love this guy. Why is that number 1 is because he's currently in Evolve, and like WWE kind of like made a agreement with Evolve, and now like more superstars are coming out of there and like going to NXT or going to WWE. We most recently saw Austin Theory, who was actually a Evolve World Champion, and now he's in NXT. So I think he's going to be the next big superstar that comes out of Evolve. And one more honorable mention that I didn't put in this list is also AR Fox. Him and AR Fox are both in Evolve, and I really see them coming out of Evolve and going to NXT. But more especially Josh Briggs, because I'm a huge fan of him and can't wait to see more of him. And I'm really excited for him, what's going to be next for him, and I really hope it is WWE. Anyways, guys, that's today's video. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment down below if you agreed with the list, if you disagreed with the list, if you liked the list, and what is your list. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.